me and my mum are about to go and head over to London because today we are going to be going and seeing Hadestown, which is a musical with West End. Hadestown is one that's been on my bucket list for honestly the longest time ever. I remember going to New York and wanting to go and see it, but the tickets were just so expensive. So I'm so glad it's finally here in London. It opened earlier this year and I think it's going to be great. People are saying like it is one of the best musicals that are at the West End at the moment, so I cannot wait to go and see it. We're also going to do lots of other things over in London, do a bit of shopping, eat lots of food. We've got a really exciting dinner reservation booked, so I can't wait to go and do that. We're actually going to London to celebrate my mum's birthday, which is going to be really, really nice. Going to celebrate her birthday in style. It's also very, very warm outside. Summer has finally come, although it's meant to be next week getting colder again, which is a bit disappointing. But right now it's about 23 degrees, which is like perfect. Love 23 degrees. I'm actually going to go and take my sunglasses with me to London because we're going to be doing lots of glasses swaps whilst I'm there. But let's go and make our way over to London and have a great day, and I can't wait to share my review of Hadestown when we go. Well, we've made it to London and honestly I'm so happy to be here right now. It's been such a long time and it just feels so good, especially here in the sun. It's literally perfect. It took a lot longer than we expected actually because we ended up having to go and our train ended up being cancelled, which was like so annoying. So we ended up having to wait like 40 minutes back home, but we're here and that's the main thing. So first thing we're going to do is go and grab some food because that's always a great start to a London trip. And if you know, you know, this is the best donut by far in the UK. These are just incredible. I'll show you what they do. Amazing. I've actually vlogged in here before, but this time I decided to get like a cronut, which I've always been intrigued by these. It's the pistachio one, and the pistachio donut is by far my favourite that I've tried. And my mum also got this one here, which is like a chocolate, like shortbread. I think it's a chocolate shortbread sort of donut, but that also looks amazing. I think I've had that one before as well. But I'm just waiting for my iced mocha to come, so I'll show you what that looks like. The ice drinks are really good in here as well. So yeah, let's go and give it a try. The pistachio is really good. I really like it. It tastes the same as the donut. I think I'd prefer the donut one still. But I was intrigued to try a croissant, a cronut, that's what it's called, a cronut. Pretty good. Oh, that's good. It'll be good when the ice melts a bit and it gets a bit colder. But really nice, like a chocolate milkshake. That's really good. Just walking past Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is still on my list. I'd still love to do that one. Maybe one day soon. It's just such an expensive one. Like every time I look, it's just so expensive to go there. So I don't know. And obviously it takes up a whole day as well, which is like another downside to it. But well, that's it. I've heard good things. But Donutelier, honestly, 10 out of 10. Just you can never have a bad meal in there. It's like the most perfect breakfast that you can have. So I just love it. We're just in Primark in Oxford Street, which is by far the best Primark. They actually have this whole like vintage section here for like vintage clothes, which is really cool. This is easily like the best Primark though. There are so many clothes, things that in my local one they just don't have. So Mum's actually going and looking for clothes for our next trip, so that's why we've kind of like come here. I don't think I've actually got all my clothes, so I don't need to get anything, but yeah, it's so big in here. It's just so much choice. I love that they've got all their summer sets in. This is actually really nice, this. Obviously they haven't got the right sizes, but this like green sagey shorts and like shirt set. I love that. It is incredibly busy, but we're here at Hadestown. We're going to go in. Our show starts in about half an hour. I'll show you what it's like inside. But this is the entrance in the Lyric Theatre this year. I always like to go and get a picture outside the theatre, but this is just so incredibly hard on this road. It's a Shaftesbury Avenue. It is just so crowded. But yeah, let's go and see Hadestown. I'll show you what it's like inside. I'll show you some of the merch. I have to say, I am so impressed with our seats. We're in G5 and G6, and this is our view of the stage. We paid £125 per person. We've actually got a load of legroom as well, which if you know West End theatres, you hardly ever get legroom, but there's loads of legroom for this seat. this theatre is also really nicely air conditioned. It's not too hot at all, whereas again West End theatres normally some of them don't even have air conditioning and they're so hot in the summer. So if you're coming to a show in the summer, make sure that you've got lots of like drink and kind of that kind of thing. They have like jugs of water outside. Yeah, it can be really hot in a West End theatre.
We raise our cups to them. We raise our cups and drink them up. We raise them high and drink them dry. To Orpheus and Mars. Good night, brothers. Good night.
Right, so Hadestown was so good. Honestly, it was so intense throughout the whole thing. I'm gonna go and do like my full review at the end of this video, but right now we're gonna go and head over to a restaurant called Grasso, which is like TikTok famous. It's a great Italian restaurant. I've been there before, so I'll show you what they do. It's actually really cute in here. It's like a family-run restaurant, proper like American Italian, which is just perfect. I'll show you what the menu is like. So for starters, they've got the this is like a salami, antipasto, seafood cocktail, mozzarella sticks, which these are honestly incredible, and the Italian burrata. Mains, so you've got the chicken parm. This is like the most famous thing here. Caesar salad. We've got lots of different pastas. I've had the penne alla vodka, which was really nice before as well. Different pizzas. What did I have here last time? It was the pepperoni passion with the hot honey. That was incredible. So many different things. They've got different cocktails as well, which is great for £13.50. Wow, I actually cannot believe how much food there is. So this is the chicken parm, and there's actually 3 chicken breasts there. Lots of spaghetti. It looks very saucy. It looks amazing. And we've also got the garlic bread. I'll show you what my mum's got. We're just waiting for her meal still, but this looks so good. There's so much food. It's got so much flavour. I don't know where to start. It's so good. Hello, Future Sam here. It's actually been about 5 days since I was in London and I went to see Hadestown, so I'm going to go and give you my full review now of what I thought of Hadestown. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you what I got in terms of merchandise. So I went and got the programme, which normally I like getting the souvenir brochure with all the really like nice pictures of the show in it. They didn't have that this time. This was actually cheaper. It was only like £3 or £4 for it. But yeah, it's just the Hadestown programme. It has like pictures of the cast and what kind of shows they've been in before and that kind of thing, as normal as you expect. So yeah, it's about £3 or £4, which is expected on the West End, so that was quite nice. And then I also went and got, as you know, if you know me well, I got a pin badge, which is something that I have to get with every show that I go to. This is the flower, very, very famous in the Hadestown musical, and I really, really like the pin badge. I actually need somewhere to store it, and I've gone and recently gone onto Etsy and got some really nice boards to go and put up in my room because I want to display all my pin badges again. I used to have one board, but then it fell down, it kind of got damaged, and I couldn't fit many pins on it. So I've actually got a home vlog coming next week where I'll show you me putting my pins together and that kind of thing, which I'm very excited to do. But now let's go and talk all about the actual show itself. And I have to say, Hadestown, it was a show that I went into and I had extremely high expectations. People talk so highly of Hadestown. It was on my list for so many years. I wanted to see it in Broadway, like I said at the beginning of this vlog. And actually, it fully exceeded my expectations. And I always get worried when I see a show that if it's got a bit of a hype, it's not going to live up to the hype. And I actually think Hadestown is one that did live up to the hype. From the moment it started, it was just epic. Like, it really was. The vocals in there, the acting, the choices, the storyline. Like, I've actually never felt so intense in particularly one part of Hadestown. I didn't know the story of Orpheus and Eurydice before, so maybe that added to it, but I had no idea where it was going. And that, especially the very final moment, which I'm not going to do any spoilers in this video, but that very final moment was just so intense. And actually, the way that the audience reacted was, it just shows you that it's perfect way of doing musical theatre. The way it was done was incredible. In terms of the cast, I had Donald Finn, who was playing Orpheus. Donald was just incredible, really, really incredible. I loved every single moment. His vocal choices, Wait For Me was so intense. Like, obviously he's Wait For Me, so I really loved Donald Finn, and I love how he portrayed Orpheus. Obviously I've got nothing really to compare it to, but I've seen lots of clips on YouTube of different like Orpheuses, and he was just amazing. I love the choices that he made. I didn't have Grace Hodgett Young, which was quite sad because I did want to see Grace play Eurydice. I'd seen her in Sunset Boulevard, so for me, when I found out that Grace was playing Eurydice, that was like everything. However, I didn't get to see her, but I did have Madeleine Charlemagne, who played Eurydice rather than her usual fake character, which she does. Again, absolutely stunning, amazing. Like, I genuinely, if I went there and I had Madeleine again, I would not be complaining. Like, she was such an incredible Eurydice, and yeah, I kind of feel sad now that actually that the chances of me seeing her do it again is probably quite low, because I imagine if I go again, it's more likely that I'm going to get Grace. But again, I'd be really happy seeing Grace. But honestly, I actually absolutely loved Madeleine. And again, I went into this show not knowing much about the characters at all, but honestly, I just fell in love. I fell in love with the characters so much. The whole ensemble are just incredible. But yeah, and also another thing I have to mention is the set. I think it's very, very Hamilton in terms of the set doesn't really change much, but I loved how they kind of used the revolve in the middle, which was amazing, especially during the Wait For Me reprise. That was really good how they used revolve, and kind of like Eurydice disappears and then you've got Orpheus. Like, I just love how that all happened and how that worked. Obviously, you've got like the stage kind of moves up and down in the centre for kind of like, I guess, when you're going down to Hadestown. Just everything. I really, really, really loved it. Now, in terms of the songs, before I even went and saw this show, I think the only songs that I knew of was Wait For Me, obviously, and also Way Down Hadestown. They're ones that I'd seen being performed before. But actually, the ones that I've listened to the soundtrack quite a few times now since coming back from the show. I really loved Any Way the Wind Blows. I loved Wedding Song. I loved Living Up On Top, All I've Ever Known. Chant, I honestly loved Chant. And also, I really liked Why We Build the Wall, which is the transition from Wait For Me into Why We Build the Wall. Probably one of the best transitions I've ever seen in musical theatre. The way the lighting is and everything, just amazing. I really loved Flowers as well. Flowers is probably one of my favourites. I've listened to that a few times, but the way that was done and the emotion that Madeleine showed when doing that, honestly incredible. I honestly am so impressed with Hadestown, and I knew I would be impressed. I was just a little bit doubtful because considering it's got such a big hype, and I always find I go into shows with big hypes and I'm just like, oh, is that it? But Hadestown did not disappoint. A show that I genuinely think is going to be at the West End for a very, very, very long time, and I'm so grateful that we've got it now in the West End. I honestly loved it. In terms of rating, I would definitely go and give Hadestown a good 9 out of 10. It's easily made it into my top 3, I would say. Honestly loved every single second. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure that you are hitting the subscribe button. Also, make sure that if you've got any questions about Hadestown, you're leaving them down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye.